This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the Purge TV series as sanctioned by the USA Network. Welcome to a very special Purge-related episode of Sequel Rights. Not only do they make enough movies to make you go, whoa, 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 what? How many movies? They also make TV shows now. Beer, beer.
So many.
Just mere months ago, or...
Wait, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. My name is
President
Justin.
of the New Founding Fathers.
My name is Justin Camps, as always, and I'm here with...
Elizabeth Helly.
And Tyler.
And
You don't
Tyler.
get to talk.
I offer myself to the invisible.
Man, I was going to say, what was it, just like a month ago we watched The Purge?
Something like that.
The first Purge?
Not the first Purge, but the first Purge.
Which, I don't know, I think I might have mentioned this on here before, but my fiance lives in Costa Rica, and oftentimes they have hilarious like English titles for these movies. And the first Purge was called 12 Hours to Live, The Start, or something like that. But anyways, the end of that movie had a sneak preview commercial for the Purge
did.
TV series.
It did.
And the day has finally come. The Purge has premiered.
The Purge has come to USA.
What is America? America is, we've been told, the land of the free. So tell me then, what is more American than the Purge?
I know it's asking a lot to work on Purge night. Do me a favor, be safe tonight. Please, stay within the protected area.
As an American, you're free to choose how you will spend this evening of infinite possibility.
If people have a legal way to get rid of their anger and rage, crime will go down. We'll all benefit.
I'm looking for my sister. Is she purging?
No, she's being purged upon.
On Purge night, you are free to do whatever you want. On Purge night, America lives up to its promise.
Our generous donations to the New Founding Fathers helps them implement policies.
We believe that.
The Purge is America.
We're here to talk about the very first episode of the 10-part miniseries, limited time, super extreme event.
And don't worry, we're only talking about the first episode.
Well, let's hold on here. I mean, only to talk
You
about
want
the
to
first
watch
episode.
it?
But
I watched it on my cable on demand. So if you have cable, it's probably on there. It's probably on USA's website.
There's on the USA app you can watch it.
yep, plenty of ways.
And it made me realize I have not watched anything on USA in quite some time.
Yeah,
I was
me neither.
watching with my friend, and they were like, "Wait a minute, Mr. Robot's on USA?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I have no idea what channels things are on anymore."
You don't
We're
need
millennials,
to
guys.
know. You don't need to know. You just need to know the name of the show and where to download it from. Pretty much.
Send your robot.
I mean, legally download,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Purge TV series kicked off this week, and it takes place 10 years after the first Purge.
They never say that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we knew when that was.
They didn't say that they said that in all the commercials, I think.
Right.
But they,
So what? Then that technically puts it after the Purge.
Yeah, I'm confused on all what years of everything.
It is interesting because it has there's a lot of old cars in this episode. Like the time, like there's no, like any of the near future stuff is out of this movie. Like
Yeah.
where even there was near future stuff in the first in
The
the
Purge.
Purge, and the first Purge is basically the present day.
Except for the contacts.
Right.
Right.
The video contacts.
Right.
There is still
But then
some.
then there's like a really old Cadillac and then there's Uber drivers.
There is still one reference to something similar to like the Contacts potentially. I don't know if you heard this later in the episode. We can get to that. But yeah, so this kicks off like I didn't know how the show was going to start. If it was going to be like way before the Purge and people are getting ready, or this is like literally like it starts off like 2 hours before the Purge.
The same thing. Everyone has waited until the last 90 minutes to prepare for the Purge, as always. As the tradition dictates.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it starts off with some weird culty like people, right?
Yeah.
Doing something strange. You're like, huh.
In a blue light.
They're all wearing blue like robes and stuff.
Yeah.
I love culty stuff in TV shows, but I don't know. This didn't really do it for me.
Ugh.
Well, let's just talk about this cult thing. So,
yeah.
I kind of thought it was a little bit interesting that they introduced suddenly like this cult of people that are all about sacrificing themselves and entering what they call the invisible.
My favorite part about
this is like the newest concept that they've entered into the universe.
Yes.
Like we haven't seen anything like we've seen people like taking large sums of money to be killed by rich people, but we've never seen like this weird cult. Like
it's the other side of the religious part of the Purge.
Yeah, they're all wearing blue like the flower and everything, and it's like really creepy.
The rich people think that they have to purge to cleanse themselves of anger and violence, and these are people that are buying into that concept and saying that there's something religious and purifying about being taken by that violence and anger.
Yeah, and it seems like they're not even necessarily going to be killed by rich people. It's like the one time that we see someone get killed in the first episode, it seems like they're kind of just pulling over to stop by these people looking for someone.
But they
to kill.
are waiting. Like it's like I feel like that
there are people waiting there. We need more explanation because I don't understand this thing. And also like okay, so Tyler and I recently went to a birthday party in which we smashed things for an hour at a place called Rage Ground.
Yeah.
And it was super fun. We broke a lot of cups. We
it was
hit
awesome.
a lot of printers. Yeah. We worked out all our office space fantasies.
Yeah, we purged.
Yeah, we purged, which I didn't think of until right now. Yeah. But we did purge. But, like, the cleansing that these people are doing, I think if the person is just standing there not doing anything, like, are you really cleansing yourself of rage and anger if you're just killing someone that you're not angry at or raging at?
This person gets murdered by like 5 people with axes.
Yeah.
And I have 2 points on this. One, I don't care how devout you are to your religion. Like there's just a thing in human nature if you see somebody being chopped to bits. Like it shows all the cultists watching like so super happy to be
They're
watching
like,
it.
yeah.
And it's like I don't know. Like
those people are gone. Okay.
But because it's also USA, it's all done in silhouette, and like most of the other stuff you see is in like most of the other violence you see is in thermal imaging. So you don't quite see the violence.
Blurry.
But I do think that what we will see, because these axe murderers, we do see them in masks, that the Purge TV show will have a mask of the week. That every episode there's going to be some crazy kooky gang that we're going to have to see. It's basically like that is the X-File for the week.
I kind of liked the silhouette like murder in the
Sure, I think it's a good solve.
And the guy who's out there, he originally is like, yes, I'm ready for this, and then as they start coming at him, you see him like start to freak
wait,
out.
Yeah, you can see him falter, which is good because otherwise it would be complete bullshit. I don't know. We need to know more about this cult and what the heck their deal is.
And it's not from the fact that we need to know more is not from lack of exposition in this pilot, because everyone has the exposition disease when they're talking. My favorite explanation of this is we get this character who is an ex-Marine. He's trying to find his sister, and turns out that there's a whole twist and turns about where she is. We see he's a badass and whatever, but his exposition questions are the most insane. Like he's just asking so he gets to the cult because he finds out that's where his sister is, and he asks her like what's going on here, and then the cultists say like a bunch of she's gonna like sacrifice herself and like a bunch of creepy stuff, and then he's like, and then it cuts to a beat of his reaction, and then he's like, what's the invisible? It's like he has no. It's like going through a dialogue tree in a video game. Like it's
Yeah,
just like,
totally.
Like that's.
And then he finally ends with, okay, where is she right now? It's like, you should have just asked that in the first place, bro.
It's just like, I need context, like more questions, please.
Okay, so I have a question. So this character Tyler's talking about, his name is Miguel, and his whole thrust is that he's looking for his sister.
Yeah.
Because she sent him some cryptic voicemail or something.
when he reads the note, it's like, well, she went to a cult.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, it's obvious that she's with the cult, right?
Or that she's going to kill herself in some way.
Yeah. And then so they're showing all these the cult characters on the bus. Were you guys like, did you feel like that scene was shot really confusingly, like as to who the sister is?
Yes.
Like,
No.
so the whole, really? Like, so you're thinking like,
She's the Hispanic one. All the other people were white.
yeah, but they don't show her until like the very end, but they
Right.
show her, like, I mean, she could be white. You don't know. But anyway, it's like, they show one of the cult girls like trying to talk down this other girl who's like freaking out a little bit, and you think like maybe that's the sister, and then they don't like pull forward and show the sister until like the very end, and she looks like she's like smiling. Like
The camera work in this show needs to fucking chill. Like everything is shot crazy wide on crazy wide lenses, which means that anything that gets like a little bit out, there's distortion. So there's distortion on everything. Everything's crazy wide, and the camera is moving constantly. Like Michael Bay, like there's a point where it looks like it's like a super wide, like almost like 360 camera on top of a little RC car driving over a conference table. Like it zooms down low over the entire conference table, and then like as the main character like zooms into this character as it starts talking, then it zooms back out, and there's like lots of crazy rotations, and it is bananas.
Well, he is an executive producer, as he's been for the entire...
Michael Bay?
Yeah.
Michael Bay, yeah.
No, Michael Bay is really good at that stuff. This is just bad.
Okay.
Well, I didn't see who the episode was directed by, but
I think it is the guy who directed Red Tails.
oh really?
Yeah.
Dang.
And episodes
okay.
of The Wire and a few American Crime episodes.
All right, well, interesting. All right, that's cool. But it is written by James DeMonaco.
James DeMonaco.
He's back, guiding the series to glory.
So we get another character. She is visiting with her mother in a hospital, and her mom says something that nobody said on Purge night. She's like, "You should stay here. It's the safest place because hospitals are off limits." And then she's like, no, I need to go into work, whatever. And so she goes.
The Japanese market doesn't give a crap about the Purge.
And so they go into like there's a floor on this office building where like, hey, everyone on this floor has signed a waiver. You're not purging. You can't participate or purge, and we can only guarantee your safety on this floor. There's armed guards or whatever. My question is, and I maybe I missed this, in what they're doing on this floor, are they committing white collar crimes like on Purge night? Is that what's happening?
It didn't seem like that. It
Right.
seems like this is something that happens often, and it just happens to be on Purge night that they're doing it overnight.
But like, I want to see that. I want to see like it's
I
Purge.
think that's what she's doing, though. That she leaves that floor and
Well,
goes
no,
down.
I mean,
to
no,
do-
that's what
That's
she's doing.
different, yeah.
But like, what I mean is like, there's a company. It's like it's Purge night. Like, let's do all of our accounting because all crime is legal.
yeah, I didn't get that. They made it seem like these overnights happen a lot,
Right.
and this one is just
But
happening.
it's just like,
on
all right,
the Purge
time
night.
time to cook our books. Like it's
Yeah.
Purge night.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But
you could do a crossover with The Accountant.
yeah.
yeah. But we see that this character, her name is Jane.
Yeah.
We see that she is up to something because she leaves the safety of floor 32 or whatever and goes.
I believe it's the 38th floor.
Oh, 38. Okay, whatever. And goes down into like the basement, and she's like texting with someone, and they're like, "Meet me at this door," or "I'm here."
But they refuse to do the crime until the siren goes off.
I think that this is what it seems like she pays this woman. She's like, you can follow me on the app, and like when it's done, it seems like it's a TaskRabbit assassin.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I think so. She hired a Purge assassin, and that's what I was saying. Like, there is some, like, she said, you can follow my progress using the app you downloaded.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of like maybe hinting at maybe she has like those contacts or some sort of way for her.
I think it should be a little GPS
how is she gonna?
dot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
It's just like,
I have fired one bullet. That is my progress.
Yeah.
I hit him in the shoulder. Now I'm
Was
trying
it
to
the
find where he is.
tracking bullet from.
I'm stopping to
this
get gas.
lady, Jane, when she comes into the building, her assistant greets her, and he is so much shorter than her that I was like, oh, she must be wearing like really high heels, and she's gonna have to run in them later. What a mistake. And then later when they show her, she's just, in fact, wearing very sensible, purge-friendly shoes. She's just a very tall woman. But I was like, oh, those are very sensible purge shoes. I am pleasantly surprised.
So that basically covers her entire arc in the first episode. We also have these other two characters that are these like affluent. I think one of the person's names is Lila, and then the other one is
Sex flashback.
Jenna.
Yeah, stop everything. Wait, we're going to have a 2-second sex flashback.
Sex flashback.
For no reason.
Continue talking. I'll interrupt you in 2 seconds for the next flashback.
Not just any sex flashback, threesome flashback.
Yeah. It's like, remember we fucked this person?
But like, seriously, it's like, we get it. You had a threesome. It's awkward now. Like, you don't need to keep showing flashbacks the entire episode.
So once it gets to the point, like, so they do this whole lead up thing, and then they're basically going to like a rich person's purge party. Like, we'll get into that later. And then like they're like, oh, this girl's not going to be there, and then the girl's there at the end of the fucking episode.
Oh, really? She's there? No way.
And then it cuts back to him, it cuts back to her, and then like there's another flashback. And I was watching it with my friend Joseph, and he just screamed at the TV, "We get it!
They fucked once."
I literally wrote threesome. Okay, we get it. Like,
It was really stupid. Yeah, I was like, why? I think there was like 4 flashbacks.
There was one shot in the sex flashback where it was just like a close up of like the leg, like the crease of the leg at the hip there, and I was like, oh, like that's a new one. Like haven't seen that sex shot before.
they're trying to like insinuate a butt crack, but they can't really show you a butt crack.
Exactly.
So, like, here's a leg crack.
Exactly. And it's like the production value of this whole thing feels like a softcore porn.
Yeah, a little bit.
It really does.
Should be on Cinemax.
It should be. So this rich purge couple, like their whole thing is like, we're gonna go. Like they have some business that they want to start.
Yeah, but they actually don't like the purge.
Right, they don't like the purge, and they're gonna go to this new NFAA party, and they want to get their financiers, but they're not gonna donate to the party.
Yeah, and they're not gonna participate in whatever shenanigans.
But then they joke about killing their neighbor.
But like in a world where the purge exists, maybe you would.
Yeah, maybe
you probably would. Maybe.
Even if you weren't like
it's funny because they know that like they're not gonna.
Yeah.
So then they get in their Uber drive, their Lyft ride to this party, and it's just like, wait, Lyft exists in this world?
Yeah.
And then like, the Lyft driver is like super threatening to them.
Well, we've all had that crazy Lyft driver that starts trying to get you in a political conversation.
Yeah, I did think it was
like,
crazy that
you want to kill people? I'm offended while I continue to drive. And they're like, ugh.
Yeah, I did think it was crazy that he was like saying that he was going to go out and continue doing Lyft like during the purge night. I was like, okay, bro.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get those surge hours.
Yeah, those surge purge fees. I think he said something like that. Yeah, which was pretty funny. So, so they go to this party. And they quickly learn that they're kind of potentially in over their heads here.
Okay, and my favorite... my favorite exposition thing in this movie, they're passing out masks of this, and I'm gonna script the actual name now, but like he gets the mask and the guy's like, David Berkowitz, son of Sam, like, and then he says it like clarifies 3 times like what this is, like, in case you didn't know who the name, like here's the more popular name and here's the third name.
Yeah.
Like they're all killers.
I thought that was a really creepy scene.
It was.
I thought it was interesting. It's an interesting concept that the rich people say, like, oh, these were the purge pioneers, basically just murderers. They have like the Manson family, right. And they have all sorts of people.
We were really hoping that there would be, and it could have actually been there, the Unabomber sketch, like on one of the masks.
I think there was.
I think there
was. Yeah, actually.
It was interesting because, they were like, basically, like, they're handing out masks and the staff is trained to tell you who the people in the masks
It's so
are.
stupid.
So the maid has to be like, this was so-and-so. She was in Charles Manson's gang, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're basically trying to do the thing, like, when you go to the Holocaust Museum and they give you, like, a little kid's name and story, and then you go through the museum and, like, learn about the kid. So you feel like it's like you're involved. Like, oh, we're all gonna, like, identify with these murderers throughout the night.
There are multiple characters in this pilot that their only role is to provide the footnotes to the scene that you're seeing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just like, and then in case you don't know what we're talking about, like here's a random character to say some random fact that's gonna give this context, and it's so sloppy and enraging.
Yeah. We also get some fun commentary on, the state of things today. We have I'm pretty sure like the two leaders of the NFFA party that are up there, they say something like, "We're going to make America great." And then like, don't finish that line. But I love that, like when they're counting down to like locking down the building, they're like, "Okay, this is your last chance to leave." And everyone's like, "No, we're staying." And then they bring down these huge, like, things that close down on the windows. And
With
it turns
video
out,
screens.
Yeah, it turns out they're video screens with like the American flag.
And a
like,
horse and an eagle.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? These people are insane.
I mean, yeah, it was creepy. Also turns out that the third wheel in their threesome is this couple's daughter.
Yeah, of course.
And the dad in this, like, he feels like a I'm forgetting his name now, but like he feels miscast to me in a way that like he's too young, but like his face is weird. Like
he's been in a bunch of shows. Like he was on Dollhouse and all sorts of stuff. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like the actor Reed Diamond, but yeah. It'll be interesting because he's like barely in this one, but he's a more recognizable face, so he'll probably have a pretty.
He seems like he might be the main bad guy.
We also forgot that William Baldwin is in this.
Oh my god,
Billy Baldwin!
I was just like, what the fuck was happening? Is this a Baldwin? Like, oh my god, it is a Baldwin.
I saw it in the credits, but who was he?
Oh, he was the boss on the teleconference.
Oh, okay.
He's Jane's boss, and I just loved at one point. He's like, "I'm always watching," and and I was like, "I'm speaking for me, the actor Billy Baldwin."
It was
like,
funny. I know. I was watching it
I'm
with
omniscient.
my fiance, and she was like, "Is that Alec Baldwin?" And I was like, "No, but it actually really looks a lot like him." Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Billy lost some weight.
It's William now. I'm sorry. It says in the credits. William
You're
Baldwin.
Billy Baldwin. Yeah, so he's in there for 2 seconds, but there's no way he's not coming
It's
back.
weird. Like his whole scene is kind of like the Simpsons alien cookbook scene, where it's like everything he says is vaguely threatening, and he's like, "But this thing," and then it's like
I know.
Wait, there's yet more space dust on this character.
I was waiting for him to be like, the reason I brought you all here tonight is to kill each other.
Yeah.
The purge rules are happening here.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen yet.
But there's gonna be something. Yeah.
I predict maybe that's who's getting assassinated. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So there are some references to the movies. I caught 2 for sure. I don't know. So the druggy people, they have that free hugs mask or whatever that we've seen used, I think, in the other one.
Maybe 2?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No. 2? 3? I don't know. One of them. Yeah, there's one of the iconic masks is there. And then the blue dress old lady is at the party. Did you see
really?
her?
No, I didn't see her.
I mean, I'm like pretty sure it was her, and she was wearing the same blue dress. So then I got confused, and I was like, "Wait, is this that party?" And then but maybe she just wore the same dress 2 years.
It's her Purge dress.
I'm gonna have to see if it's the same person.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I thought it was, or it's just someone who really looks like her, and it's supposed to be like a wink, wink, But she looked older, so I thought it was the same lady.
It could be,
but they're trying to say this takes place before, so I don't know.
Since they deleted that scene of her getting killed by dogs,
yeah, that's true.
She could still be out there.
She could be alive. I'm pretty sure it was her. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens in the rest of the episodes. And then the oldest boy that was giving all the exposition in the cult, he really looked like the main bad guy in the Ethan Hawke Purge, like the lead freak boy. Like he looked to me very similar in look. And then the masks that the people who are utilizing the cult, they had like those kind of weird female masks, like at the end.
A little bit, yeah.
That looked like a primitive version of the ones that those guys have later. So then I was just kind of like, I don't know,
What did you think about Miguel driving around with the thermal goggles while still having his headlights on?
I couldn't get past that. Like, this is just how they're going to show. Like, this is them getting around the USA censorship.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, is he doing that? Because don't people do that? Like they did that in what was that movie? Midnight, whatever. I don't know. Don't people do that? Like they want to, Midnight Special, where he's using his night vision goggles with the
Headlights
lights
off.
off so he can see without having anyone else know he's there. Which I thought was what he was trying to do, like drive around sneakily during the Purge. But
they were thermal goggles, so maybe that makes a difference. But
it was weird.
It's not great.
But yeah, we get all these shots, the kind of vignettes of like crazy Purge stuff going on. But it was all stuff we'd seen before, like someone getting dragged by a car, like we've seen in the. I mean, that's terrible.
Well, and he said like somebody was like, "Oh, where you been, bro?" And he was like, "I was in the war. I just got back." And so I'm like, "What war?" Like I'm wondering if that's going to come into play at all.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's one of my favorite interactions in this whole thing, where it's just like they're all like, "Who's this ass? Where's your ass been?" And he's like, "My ass has been in the Marines." And it's like they're all using like that as the noun, and it's just like your ass, my ass, his ass.
Yeah. Cable TV.
Grab ass.
Can't go too far. Can't go too far. Yeah. I don't know. That's about. I mean, there's not too much going on in the pilot. That's
like it's a lot of setup. It's a lot of exposition, and I guess we'll see where it goes.
I'm interested probably to keep watching. I'm gonna check it out. I did like that we're seeing a few different things that we haven't seen previously in the Purge movies. The most, obvious. I mean, the thing that we've seen the most is what Miguel's character is going through, like someone trying to find someone or going out on Purge night. But now we're getting kind of like an inside look at an FFA Purge party, which we haven't really seen.
A little
bit, but not like this is going to be like a full thing. And also this new cult. I don't know if the execution was great in the first episode, but it was good enough to have me interested in like where they're going with this.
Well, and we got to see how that threesome wraps up.
Yeah. Did they all get off?
Did one person feel left out?
Yeah.
I know. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. I'm interested.
This is a pilot, right? I mean, it's meant to set things up. I don't know. Maybe it almost would have been better to do one of those things where they like started in progress and then showed the pilot later as a flashback. Because it really just felt kind of like, I'm getting the first 30 minutes of a Purge movie and none of the fun stuff.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that they went right into the Purge immediately. First episode.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I wish some of the movies moved
if you're
fast.
going to do some of this backgrounding, like maybe give us a little bit more time, but we'll see.
Yeah. But it'll give us, the movies, are only about 90 minutes or so. So this will be interesting to give us more of a... we're going to get 10 hours.
Complete Purge picture.
Yeah, 10 hours of a Purge.
Well, and another kind of staple of all the Purge movies has always been everyone starting out separate, and at some point all the storylines cross and intertwine. And I'm wondering if or how that's going to happen.
Wait a minute. Why didn't they do 12 episodes?
Yeah.
And have it be like
every hour, like 24?
Oh my God, they fucked this up, you guys. Why didn't they do 12 episodes?
Because then they'd have to show people like going to the bathroom and eating and sitting
to
around,
They don't have to show the exact
people like
thing.
snoozing off,
that seems like a better
driving time.
Yeah.
Wait, where does this take place?
I think they really
Here?
fucked this up.
Get Kiefer in there. Oh no, it's very vague.
Yeah.
like the world building is bad in this. I feel like the world building is like it's not. It is. Maybe it's intentional to not know when it's taking place in between these Purge movies, but like it is not grounded in that.
We do get one of the quintessential Purge scenes where it's like the newscaster being like, gun sales are through the roof.
Oh my God, the newscaster. So the newscaster is wearing this tan bulletproof vest, and at one point I thought he was wearing waders. Like the way it looks like he's wearing like the hurricane like rubber boots, like fly fishing thing. That was just like, holy shit, I wish they made bulletproof waders. That'd be the perfect like on the scene reporter.
That guy's a real reporter who used to, I don't know what channel he's on now, but he used to be on Channel 2 when I was younger. Ken Shock.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I'm gonna try to keep up with it. Keep up on it.
Yeah, I think just because of how, just from doing this podcast, how invested we are in this franchise at this point. Like, I know everything about it, so I might as well keep watching.
It's fun. It seems like there'll be some fun stuff.
I'm interested to see like if there's more connections to the movies.
Yeah.
Or if they start setting
and
up
I'm
other
interested to see if
things.
these people actually do all converge and, what the deal
Converge
is
and
gonna
Purge.
be. Converge and Purge. Yeah, I don't know, but they gotta do less flashbacks of that threesome because I'm over it. So
you keep flashing back. Like now, Billy Baldwin's there.
yeah, that's how all the characters come together. The threesome.
Everyone's had sex with this girl.
I love how the first time that she has the flashback, she's sitting there, and then like the acting, like I think the acting in this is really bad. And like, part of me was like, is it just the lines? And then I'm like, no, like a lot of the physical stuff they're doing too is weird. Which is something that Alyssa said last night, and I was just like, yeah, like it's really bad. But like after the first flashback, she's like the look on her face is like, that wasn't my boyfriend.
Yeah, I was confused at first to whether or not her boyfriend was involved in the threesome.
Well, because at first they make it seem like a lesbian scene, and then you're like, oh, maybe not. It's so confusing.
It's confusing, but I don't need to know more about it either.
Nope,
So.
I don't need to know anything more about it. Yeah, the guy who plays her husband, I was like, I feel like I know him, like maybe in real life. Like I feel like I recognize him or I've seen him from somewhere. It's because he played the main character in that unfriended dark web. So we stared into his eyes for 2 hours when we went to go see that stupid movie. God. And so that's why I'm like, I feel like I've seen him in real life. Like it's because I've seen him in
friends with him.
A non-cinematic looking, pretense.
From the dark web.
Yeah.
Yeah. One interesting thought that Tyler, you had mentioned before we started recording. You were saying like you were watching with friends and they were saying what?
That is it going to be like every episode is going to be a different Purge night? So it's like a different Purge every week,
or a different person every week in the same Purge.
I think that could have been a cool concept. As well.
And we were talking about like how the different people. Like, so like I would like to see the white collar crime Purge, or like I'd like to see like the we were joking about like it's a guy who's just like a real devout Satanist and like he really hates the Purge, but like how else is he going to get the blood for the ritual? So
it's like basically like
gotta get that
It
blood.
could be like Black Mirror. But all within the Purge. Each one its own vignette or whatever.
That could have been cool.
Yeah.
So we've already come up with 2 ideas for how this show could have been structured that sound more interesting than the way it's actually structured, which is a typical TV show on the USA Network.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes.
I can't wait for the Monk crossover.
Oh, God. Is that on USA?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Suits on USA? Yeah. Meghan Markle over here, up in
what
here?
shows are on USA?
They
Burn Notice. Get Bruce Campbell in the
Purge.
Purge.
All the shows I don't care about.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch USA.
Also, because I was trying to figure out where this took place, and I know they were talking about the time difference with Asia for the business, then I was like, wait a minute, like, is the Purge in your local time zone only? Like, could you get an extra hour of purging by driving over like a timeline? Yeah. By like going into Arizona and then coming back or something?
Yeah, you could have a fun duel on the Hoover Dam where there's an extra hour of purge time on one side of the dam.
I did think it was interesting that they make reference to like overseas markets being like, we don't fucking care about the Purge. Like, if you're working with us, you still have to do that work.
Yeah, the Japanese and Chinese would definitely feel that way, as opposed to the, like, what did we see, like, Russian and Eastern European tourists coming over for the Purge. They were like, we want to participate. And people in Japan are like, just shut up and do your
work. It really is just I
don't give a crap who you're going to kill. Okay, kill each other all you want.
I killed a guy this morning, and now I'm here. Fit it
I
in.
showed up to work.
Prioritize.
It's like freaking Americans with your guns and your Purge. Just do your thing and send me the checks, please.
Yeah. I did think that was an interesting concept where it's like, some people might still have to work, man.
Purge zones.
Yeah.
Well,
Jinx. You have
I owe you a Purge Coke.
Purge juice. Do you have a rating system for this one?
How many? How many Billy Baldwins?
I'm gonna give it 4 Billy Baldwins.
Yeah, I was also gonna say 4 Billy Baldwins.
I'm gonna say 3 Billy Baldwins. Like I could not get past.
There is only one Billy Baldwin,
and he's always watching. The camera work was so distracting.
I guess that really didn't bother me that much.
Yeah, we're not
once you see it and like everything is wide.
To ruin it for us because now when we watch the second episode, we're gonna be like, "Damn it, Tyler!"
I think it's so wide. It's a different director, so it might have a different look to it. But like, it was fucking bananas.
Well, and a lot of times pilots change significantly. Yeah. Like the pilot could seem really weirdly off tone compared to what the rest of the show ends up being like.
And just to be clear, I'm totally fine with a bunch of crazy camera work. It was just that it was unmotivated. Like all the shots were just moving around for no reason.
Yeah.
fair.
I kind of feel the same way about the first season of American Horror Story, where it's like all these like weird zooms and shakes. Where it's just like,
How dare you? Ryan Murphy's a cheating.
Rewatch it. It does not age.
No,
well.
it was weird because like when we were saying pilots different from seasons, my biggest example of that is always Glee. Like if the pilot of Glee cuts to Jane Lynch, like every other minute just yelling out something ridiculous and then going back to the storyline, and like it didn't continue that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like this, I don't know, I feel like the pilot doesn't, it'll probably be very similar moving forward.
We'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see, but I don't get that feeling that it's going to change much. But yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try, but I think that's going to bring us to the end of our Purge TV episode. We're coming back next week with Major League 3 Back to the Minors. And I think we're going to have a special guest next week.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to have special guest Graham Jenkins, who works for the Hershey Bears minor league team, and he's going to talk to us about how close it really is to the minor league experience.
Life in the minors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the meantime, if you want to let us know your thoughts on the Purge series, are you going to keep watching? Do you hate it? What? Eliz, where can people reach out to us?
You should email us, sequelrights@gmail.com, and find us on social media at Sequel Rights on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And give us your suggestions for future franchises. We're wrapping up Major League next week, so we're going to need ideas.
We need your help. We can't look at all these franchises on our own.
We
There's
need
too
to
many.
get into another ballpark.
It's a whole new ball game. After Major League 3.
Insert more baseball jokes here.
Major League 4. It's a whole new ball game. Okay.
Major League 4. We play soccer now.
We play soccer. Oh, God. MLS. Yeah. That's going to bring us to the end here. And we'll see you guys next week for Major League 3.